What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another uniform review video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be taking a look at Red Hulk's new uniform. We have his Symbiote of Vengeance look here. So yeah, he's looking kind of short and stocky to me for some reason. He looks a little too wide and a little too short. I feel like he needed to be stretched out a little bit more. But besides that, I think the uniform looks really good. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the uniform effects and see what it does for Red Hulk here. So the uniform is going to give him super armor, which is fantastic, some all defense, 15%, and enhance the effects of skill ignite, which was his leadership, I believe. So yeah, it makes his leadership a little bit better. And then it changes his passive as well, does it? Changes the activation conditions, which is basically no conditions because it's just applied to self, and then he gets the buffs there. His passive, he now has a 5% heal, which is quite nice. I like this heal. It really helps out with the survivability. First skill is just a standard first skill. Second skill, kind of standard as well. The third skill here, however, we have some fire resist down, and it goes up to minus 100%. And then we also have damage immunity for 5 seconds. So yeah, pretty nice skill here, and you can move it around with the V-pad if you want. He kind of just jumps on his trike there and just rides around. And then the fourth skill also has some fire resist down, again minus 100%, so that's fantastic. You'll be able to stack that up quite easily. And then the fifth skill here, we have paralysis for 2 seconds, which can help out a little bit. And then we have some all attack, all defense, 30%, and crit rate by 30%. So yeah, skills are looking quite nice. So let's go ahead and hop into the skill preview and see what they actually look like. Alright, so first skill, just kind of does a few slashes there with his chains, does intermittent iframes. So yeah, not really a skill you're going to be using very often, if at all. Wait, where'd the iframes go? I thought I had saw iframes at one point. Okay, well, never mind, no iframes. Second skill, he just kind of whips his trike around there. Boom, boom, and slam. Alright, not bad. And now the third skill, you get the buff, and this time he rides the trike and then slams it down on them again. And we get a lot of residual kind of damage there. But when I was playing him, I found myself canceling out the skill a lot before he actually did this, actually slammed the trike down, just because I was trying to line up my damage proc, and to keep your damage proc in line, I ended up having to just cancel that skill early if I wanted to get the damage from the fourth skill. So the fourth skill right here kind of shoots out some tendrils, and he does a roar, and then boom, we get some more residual damage. And then finally the fifth skill right here jumps underground, shoots out some pillars of magma there, and then just kind of breathes on them. It does like a roar, very similar to She-Hulk, because she has her gamma breath. Now he has like flame infused gamma breath or something right there that he breathes on them. So the skill rotation that I found that I like to use for him, at least, is I do the fifth skill right here. This is the one I'm going to actually proc on, and then I'm going to let this play all the way out, because that end right there with the kind of breath attack actually does a majority of the damage, so you do want that. And then we hop into the third skill after the fifth skill ends, and then like I said, I usually cancel it before that, just because the time that it takes to animate the skill. And then for the fourth skill, I want to actually boom, and I want that ring right there, and then I hop right back into the fifth skill. So all I'm using is 534, 534. And then so boom, and then we do this, and then I'm usually canceling to like right there, and then I wait for that, and then I go back in. And his skills have like perfect length for the cooldown. I believe it's a 7-second cooldown, so it lines up just fine with a damage proc Ovilus, so he will work very easily with a regular proc on him. So let's go ahead and check here. Alright, so if we go to the cooldowns here, you can see 14 seconds, so it goes to 7, and then we have 6 seconds here, and then we have 7 seconds here as well. So yeah, very damage proc friendly, which is fantastic, makes him very easy to play, and he's also very safe to play as well, because he's got the immunity on the third skill here, and then he has iframe right here on the fifth skill, and you're going to be using the fourth skill while you have immunity up from the third skill. So yeah, all around very good right there to play. And then we have overdrive. I did upgrade him a little bit since we got the uniform here, so I put on a little bit more urus, because I think I only had like 3-star Urus on him before this, but we have Overdrive, and then the Obelisk got upgraded as well. It used to just have a invincibility Obelisk on him, but I wanted to use a damage proc, so I gave him a Ignore Dodge Fire Damage 180 proc. And then the uniform, as you already saw, oh yeah, was that legendary? I guess I could show you the options here. So we have Ronin's Endgame for the first one. We have Thanos Endgame for that one. We have Red Skull's Hydra Armor. Then we have Mysterio Far From Home. And then the final one is Black Widow's Avengers 3099. So those are going to be the options for him. We take a look at the stats here. I have, okay, so I don't have, yeah, it's because I don't have Power Angry Hulk. I was going to say his attack speed is really low. So I probably want to switch that over to Power the Angry Hulk so I can get through the skill animations a little bit quicker. So then maybe I will get to the end of the third skill if I have a quicker animation on it. So I'll have to test that out. Maybe I'll swap on over to Power the Angry Hulk at some point and see what happens, but not going to be doing that in this video. So if you're curious to see if that does make a big difference or not, let me know in the comments below. And then his crit rate and crit damage are quite low because I haven't really built any Uru on him. And then we have max ignore defense and max skill cooldown. So yeah, that's what he's looking. Oh, and he is a superhero if you were curious about that. So he's considered a superhero. He's got the Symbiote tag, and then he also has the gamma radiation tag. So you can use Abomination with him, of course, because he is one of the Hulks, even though he is venomized right here, and also vengeance somethingized because he's Punisher as well, or not Punisher, a Ghost Rider. But yeah, so now that we've gone over his stats here, let's go ahead and take a look at him in a little bit of gameplay and take him in against World Boss Ultimate. Alright, so here we are over at Proxima. We have a stage 50 that we're going to be trying him out against. We have his own leadership because he is self-buffing. It is a 70% increase to fire damage and then also the burn immunity. And then I have just dual supports on him with Coulson and Shuri. But of course, you could get the most out of him if you end up having Abomination and Ghost Panther. So if you put in an Abomination, Ghost Panther, you get a little bit more because you get chain hit damage from Abomination. And then Ghost Panther, of course, will boost his fire damage even higher. But I didn't really want to showcase him with a completely maxed out setup here. So I'm just going with a standard 2 support. For the strikers, I'm just using standard strikers here. There's no CC or all defense down. You can use all defense down on him, but keep in mind that it will affect his natural fire resist down because I'm pretty sure they kind of like overlap. So the boss ends up building up a resistance to your fire resistance down, even though your strikers aren't applying it. So I found that the damage does fall off a little bit after a while, and I'm not sure if maybe that's just coincidence and they're actually not interacting, but it does seem like they interact, and the boss does build up a resistance to your elemental resist down if you have an all defense down striker. I could be wrong on that. Correct me in the comments below if someone actually knows for sure. But I did find my damage kind of tapering off after, a few rotations of applying it. So that's why I'm kind of assuming that they interfere with each other. So I end up just going with no crowd control or all defense down strikers with him. So there we go. Get the Gamma Breath, ride our motorcycle here, and then boom, get all of that. And then we hop into the 5th skill. And as you can see, the damage is quite nice. So I really like Red Hulk's damage here. So there we go, boom, pop in, and you can be very consistent with your proc here if Proxima, doesn't jump away and cancel any skills or anything like that to kind of mess up your timing a little bit. So once you have your rotation going, you can pretty much just keep doing it. But as you can see, I'm always canceling out, oh, that was a little early. As you can see, I'm always canceling out the 3rd skill a little bit early here. Right now is off a little bit just because our damage proc got a little bit reset. And now the damage proc is going a little off. Of course, there's still that RNG of if the damage proc actually goes off when you want it to or not. So here we go. Alright, so now the damage proc is back online. As you can see, less than a minute to get to the phase change. And when I was using all defense down striker, it was pretty much the same time. It took me about a minute to get to the phase change as well. So I didn't really see much of a difference. even though the characters do benefit from both both resistances down. So fire resist down and all defense down stack very well together, as long as the boss, like I said, doesn't build up a resistance to it. So you will see much more damage when you have all defense down combined with your fire resist down. Even though he has minus 100% fire resist, it's still not as powerful, of course, as all defense down. And also, since he is a physical damage elemental dealer, he is not going to be very good against Ebony, which is very annoying. I don't know why they do that. I think that if you have elemental damage, then you should be good to go against Ebony. It shouldn't really matter if your base attack is physical or energy, but I don't know, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that, if all this elemental damage dealers should be really good against Ebony or viable against Ebony. They shouldn't get kind of resisted at all in terms of their base, you know, typing for their attack, whether it's energy or physical. But yeah, so I really like the Symbiote of Vengeance look here for Red Hulk. I think it's a very powerful uniform, so if you want to upgrade your Red Hulk and use him, then I think this uniform is a must-buy. And of course, now that we have Abomination and a few of the other Hulks reworked, he fits really well and synergizes quite nicely with the other Hulks, so you can throw him in one of those teams as well. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.